morning and a blessed welcome to another edition of the program. My name is Joshua, and I'm here this morning on this Thursday edition. Remember, today is Thursday, the 9th of February 2023, and we've gone 9 days, totaling to 40 days in this year, 2023. So, what a blessed way to, or great way to welcome you to another fascinating edition of the program, The Real Issue. So, this program comes normally at 8:30, but we have been experiencing some serious challenges with, a lot of issues from different ends. But however, we've been able to work. So I'm alone in studio this morning, and my colleague Jay Cassius will be joining us pretty soon. Either on this first segment, or better say on the second segment, based on the time he will be able to arrive in studio. So a lot of things to talk about, ranging from one, the president's travel. The president is actually out of the country, so he went to the Ivory Coast and he's to be returning today. So we are expecting our leader back, and we pray for his safe arrival in country. The next thing we talk about is we'll be looking at the ECC report press statement released on yesterday, and the counter reactions from Montserrado County District number 10 representatives, and also showcasing issues that he will be doing as he promised. Yesterday he had a press conference, so that's another thing we'll be looking at. We'll be going into that press conference to analyze it and see what Honorable Yeka Kolba of Montserrado has claimed. Yeah, and his plans, in the coming days, in the coming weeks, and in the coming months. So we, on our second segment also, we will be playing host to Honorable Samuel Babajua. This man is a representative aspirant of Bon County Electoral District number 3, and Jokole 2 specifically. Yeah, because Jokole has 2 districts. Jokole 1 is district number 2, where the former Deputy Speaker, now Senator of Bon County, Prince Moy, represented as the first lawmaker. Yeah, so it's Jokole 1, and now he is vying for a seat in district number 3, which is Jokole 2. He wants to battle Honorable Josiah Marvin Cole of Bon County. So we'll be looking at this, all of them together. He will be here on our second segment. So let's take this short break, and when we come back, we dive deeply into that, into those brief discussions. welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. On this musical break, that's this short break. So we dive straightly into the issues that matters to us. So one, on yesterday, the ECC released a press statement, which I will really not dive into more, but I will dive into another issue. But this press statement was aimed at, discouraging political actors, parties, and individuals who are engaged into pre-campaigning. They actually condemn the issue of pre-campaigning ahead of elections period, which is a good thing, is laudable, and Mr. Dexter Brown actually did well for that. And I believe he meant it in good faith. That is, I believe. But the timing of this press release, I think it was belated. Despite, meaning something or having, bringing out something in good faith, but sometimes we have to be very real to ourselves. The timing was too poor. It was very late. Yes, I mean that. The timing was very late and it was poor. Why am I saying this? One, since when these issues were flagged, you are a civil society grouping. You've heard about these things on the radio. You follow them over and over everywhere you go. But you did not pay heed to it. All you had to do was to, just sit down and wait. Is it because you were appointed by the government, by the president? That when the ruling party is engaged into something that is unconstitutional, that is illegal, that has the propensity to bring chaos in this country, you don't listen. You take your own time, you renege. And justice delay is justice denied. I'm not condemning the press statement, but I'm only saying that the timing of it was very, poor. It was too late. I believe it should have been earlier than this. Now, on yesterday, Honorable Yeka Kwaluba had a press conference after the press release by the elections, or how they call themselves, something. I'm just forgetting that they are stuff, but they have an acronym of ECC, Election Coordinating Committee, something like that. They are said to be corrected. So he said it was, challenge on the part of Dexter Brown, Mr. Dexter Brown, to have said such. Where was he when the opposition started campaigning, when they shared it? And remember, on Tuesday, he drove his truck, not just a pickup or his official assigned vehicle. He drove a truck with 2 billboards in it. One for Honorable Alexander Cummings and the other one for Ambassador Joseph Boakai, former Vice President. Now, these two, images that were on the billboards, on the 2 billboards, were of, leading candidates in the opposition, from the opposition bloc. He planted them at the Capitol, stating that the photo or the billboard that is there with the image of the president, the vice president, the speaker, and the pro temp shouldn't be over there. After all, the program is over. It should have been out long since. 1 week has elapsed because it happened before Monday, and Monday passed. So by Tuesday, while they went for section, they didn't expect to see it there, but they were still there. So he decided that that place was not for advertising. No advertisement is to go on at the Capitol. So he placed his own billboards there, representing his 2 political parties or political leaders. One, the CPP, which comprises of the Liberty Party and that of the Alternative National Congress. The second is the Unity Party Standard Bearer. And he challenged people to take it out. He said the only way they will take that out is when they bring down that other billboard or the flyer, the banner that is at the Capitol building. of the president and his hierarchies. He was also embraced by Montserrat County Senator Darius Dillon. They threatened that it will not work. The only way it will work or that they will bring their banners down is when that particular banner is down. And now Honorable Kolba have threatened again that he will begin, I think by next week, to plan flyers, to raise flyers of his political leaders up. Campaign said, in fact, campaign is officially open by the virtue of power vested in him by the Liberian people. He said he declared campaign open. The opposition bloc and the Liberian people. Where are we going? Are our leaders sensitive to some of these things in this crucial moment? Are they actually sensitive? What's holding them from speaking? You vow to do this. Why can't you do your job honorably? Must we see things going off hands before we act? This is the question I have to ask today. Must we see things going off hand before we act? What's wrong with us? Why can't we be sensitive to issues? It's better to prepare ahead of time or to prevent instead of treating, looking for cure. The best time to keep being well is when you are well and you see things coming, you prevent it. Let's prevent these things. But our leaders are not far-sighted. This is the same in the case of Honorable Dexter Brown. Now you saw Honorable Yeka Kolba lashing at you. Oh yes, he lashed. He lashed. He said you weren't sensitive enough. You don't even have the moral to question him. What do you have to say about this? What? The next thing is on yesterday, the NEC released a press statement in which I'll be taking to the screen for us to see together. In this press statement, the NEC said that where is this? So it said, okay, this was concerning the applications done by people who wants to work with the election commission for this electronic of the biometric voter registration. So the next said that process closed, I think Sunday. Okay. So a total of 50,992 persons apply for this biometric voter registration process. So workers, 50,992 persons. Out of that amount, 18,655 persons were female of the applicants, the total applicants. And 32,337 were male. And out of that, 6,700 workers will be selected. Come on. Let me take this. All right, yeah, sorry about that. So, this happened. Imagine out of this number of persons, 6,700 persons will be selected. And it came down further saying that there will be no one or application controller outside of those that apply through the portal. Imagine that. No application will be accepted outside of what happened on the portal. That is a good thing. But is the NEC, able to actually manage this? How well will they do their job? That's the biggest question I'm asking. How well will the NEC do her job? The selection process, do we expect it to be transparent? That's the biggest question that we have to ask. Will this process actually be transparent? Will the process of selection be transparent? That's the biggest question. How well do we expect this to be done? So, Mark Jabate, also a former member of the CDC, had a message for the opposition community, and especially to Ambassador Joseph Boakai. And this message is something I want to bring to our attention, because it talks about opposition unity. All of these guys are coming out because of the way the country is being run. The leadership of our country is very poor. So as a result, even people who supported this regime have now turned their back. A lot of them now are coming with revelation and even encouraging the opposition community, which is now the only alternative, encouraging them to stand together to give President Weah a one-term president. But is our president really seeing these things to be something, that has the propensity of stopping him? Is he really paying attention to some of these things as a leader? Or he's just relaxed? Let's take Mark Jabate as we usher in our guest. What does he have to say?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to discuss Ambassador Joseph Boakai and Arizona Comics. I have a message for Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai, we refer to you as Uncle Boakai. We refer to you as uncle, grandfather. We refer to you as wise man. But it's like you sleep in your sleep, you need to wake up. You are still weak and soft. If you want to take state power, you need to be active a little bit. Wake up from your weakness closet. Wake up. It is time that you negotiate with other political leaders around you to defeat President Weah. If not, these guys will rig the election. These guys, they will spend huge amount of money, and the elections rate in this country, at the end of the day, they will go for 12 years. And when they go for 12 years, they will decide the next president after the 12 years. It is better that you negotiate with Arizona Comics. Who wrong? Who not right? I don't care for that. Let bygone be bygone. But you as a elders, you as a grandfather, you have the gavel in your hand. You have the gavel in your hand. You have the gavel in your hand to reconcile our political leaders around here. When I see some young guys on social media, they ultimate Boakai. Yeah, Boakai have the numbers. But Boakai need financial strength. Boakai is financially paralyzed. You cannot run politics without money. You cannot run politics without money. You need to pay pool washer. You need logistics to go to Maryland. You need logistics for those who will campaign for you. You need to buy t-shirt, campaign materials. You need millions of dollars. Oh, man, Baka, you need to wake up. You are sleeping too much. It is time that you wake up. Your one cannot defeat President William. No, it is impossible. It is better that you go and talk to your GM brother Alexander Cummings, because you won't testify against Alexander Cummings. You will take it to court, and that matter is still there. You as the father in the home will hold you responsible if President William go for 12 years. You as a wise man, you as a grandfather, but you sleeping too much, you are so soft, you weak. Wake up. You think by posting your photo on Facebook can defeat the gangster in power? No. It is time that you carry on negotiation. You have to be smart in politics. You need to pursue a mentor, but don't allow people to control you. Don't go to Arizona coming. Don't do they want to Arizona coming. These people, they are not in the interest of Malabiro. It's like they want to push you to seek their personal interest. That's what I'm looking at. You as a leader, why you can't negotiate? Why you can't sit with your GM brother? Walk to him, talk to him, one-to-one. It was under your leadership that all this thing went on. Somebody think of this, they document, somebody did a document, somebody did this, somebody did this. When you serve as the chairman for the CPP, you are under obligation to unite the opposition in this country. If you don't ever, it is better you leave and bring somebody in that will make that will promote the image of the opposition in this country. You can't continue to be sleeping. You can't continue to be weak. It is good that you engage. Where are some of the unity partisan? You need to bring them on board. You need to go out there. You need to negotiate. You need to reconcile. When we sit down, few group of people say that, oh, the other men are important. Oh, the other men, insignificant. No. You cannot carry politics. Everybody is important in politics. These guys are empowered. Your weakness, your softness, they will capitalize on that and rig the election in this coming October. If we are not careful, they will spend the money on our brothers and sisters that are very stupid in this country. The electricity rate is very high in this country. They will spend that money on the bookers around here. You know how many stupid people we have in this country? We have so many stupid people in this country. Pabuaka, you need to wake up.
Joseph was Jesus' father. He was a capital. Jesus was born in Bethlehem by the Virgin Mary. It was the Holy Spirit. God, Rastafari. Yeah, the very good. Jesus made the stone to stain the water into wine. Do you know your Bible? Do you know your Bible story? Sure. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were friends of Daniel.
You don't know something. 16 years plus 6 years, how many years?
Shadrach, Meshach.
So welcome back to the program, The Real Issues, and as you saw on the screen, on our second segment, we'll be playing host to Honorable Samuel Babajua Jr. I don't know whether he has now turned to a senior, but he who just be the first, yeah, because he's a junior of the original Samuel Babajua. So he is a politician, and he's actually expected to contest in Bond County Electoral District number 3. As I said, that is Chokole district in Bond County. So he's here today in studio, and we'll be looking at a topic called pay to play. So he'll be telling us, what does this mean, pay to play? What are the factors associated with it, the consequences, the good side about it and the bad side about it, so the merits and demerits about this pay to play. So he'll be looking at this and other issues relating to our national politics. So I now have the distinct honor to invite Mr. Samuel Bien Babajua today. So Samuel, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Thank you to the team. I love to say you guys have done a lot of work here already. I see the place all set up nice. Thank you so much. But I love to say that my name is Samuel Babajua. I'm now a politician. That's what somebody will say, because when you participate in politics, that's what people will say. I'm now a politician. I wear public administration and management, get my BPA. I am married, been married for 7 years now. This coming the 28th will be my wedding anniversary, making me 8
Small
years.
man, are you?
Yeah. So I got married at a very young age, and I married my wife at a very young age as well. So I'm interested in the fact that we need to understand the issue of pay to play. Contesting in District 3 in Bond County, being petitioned by my clan, the clan I come from, and so some other people, stakeholders, believing that so many people have, had the opportunity to go and represent us, but they have not had, the mind to develop the people. The people sent for me, and I went. Because the basic reason that a lot of us are in Monrovia is go to school, prepare ourselves, look for better opportunities. Because you way in there, sometimes you find it difficult to get the opportunity you need to actually explore. So that's the basic reason why I'm here. I work with the Liberian government for 7 years consecutively, and not just that, I'm currently working with NGOs. I do a lot of different stuff, consultancy and other small works. I know, but then where I am, like I told you, I'm willing to have a conversation about the pay to play, and I just really want us to look at it from a very vivid perspective, what impact it will have on us, how we can be able to handle the issue of the impact, especially this crucial election 2023. How are we going to handle it? How are we going to look at it? What perspective, where are we coming from? What decision we want to make? Why are they going to be paying us money to vote for people? why do we, need to evaluate money paid to us? Why are we going to be taking money to vote a particular person? So I want us to look at all the article issue, and I hope that we can have a very interactive discussion on it. And I will also have been inviting the public to also critique, our work as well, and our every single conversation we're going to have here today. Thank you, Thomas.
Well, thank you very much, Samuel. And so we now continue with our discussion. Who is being paid? And who pays?
Okay,
these are
so
things
I let her answer the question this way.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's look at the situation. The first situation is why are people willing to pay money to get to elected positions? Why? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Why are people willing to pay money to get to elected positions? That should be the basic question we should be asking. The next question we should be asking is why are people willing to pay money in order to get elected position? Then the following question is, who are those willing to pay money? Who are those paying money to get elected position? Then we'll come back and ask, who are they paying the money to get elected? You get the point? So why? Because in the first place, as soon you say you're contesting, I got first-hand experience. That's why I'm going to be sharing my experience, basically, so that you understand exactly why, I say the thing I say. From the day I said I accept a petition, even though it was petition just from my client, we will be organizing a very big one anytime soon. But from the day I said Samuel Baba Joa has accepted to contest for the district representative seat in District 3 in Bon County, people believe that I got a set of, bank notes, seated somewhere that I have to go and put my hand there every time and come and give it to people.
Like seriously?
Yes, that's what people expect. And people believe that you should go and take money and give it to them individually. If you don't do it, there are a few things they say you're mean, you're selfish, you're not willing to be lawmaker. So then I come to think now, I come to ask questions. Question like, what is the function of a lawmaker? If lawmaking is already, if representative job is already a job, that somebody will go there and also want to be paid so that he can be able to take care of his family and serve the country. Why is it that you're requesting more money from him? He has not even gotten the job. Those are the questions we're supposed to ask. Those are basic questions that we need to ask. Somebody looking for a job, then you're asking them for money. Then it becomes an issue. If the man is having money, why is he looking for a job? Other people can come and lie to the people and say, I can serve. There is no service that anybody will render now in the world that they not expect anything from it. No way. Humanitarian are being paid money from by the donors and other people across the world. No service anybody want to offer for free. Nobody should lie to anybody. So now, on the basis of all of that, if a person is looking for a job, the person should be telling you how he's going to better your life. That job, how you're going to implement all the terms and conditions of that job, how you're going to lay up to his TOR very well. He should be telling you how. You understand? And you should do it together with him. Don't make him that. Don't isolate him. But again, we're gonna miss a lot of good leaders because we're gonna engage into what we call pay to play. Because the people who are not real leaders, who do not care about this country, will come and give you the money in order for you to vote for them. And those people who really want to serve the country are going to be left, on the sideline because accordingly they don't have money. So one question comes to mind. So all the poor people, children, their country, I can say the amount of people that are poor, the amount of people that do not have money, it doubles quadruple the number of people that live that got money. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, the basic thing I'm trying to say is that those of us who our parents are farmers, who came to go to school and say, oh yeah, we have learned something, and our parents keep suffering, and you know, when we say we want this job, the people say, okay, bring money, so we give you the job. They know very well that your parents not in big position, they were just farmers that sent you to school, but you have actually gotten the level of education that you need to get to be able to, you know, serve your people. But now they're telling you, before you serve us, give us money. It became an issue for you. Where were you working? Normally, they do not also understand that to whom much is given, much is expected. The person you should be asking to tell you tangibles, give you money, give you things, and find opportunities for you, is the person you already giving power to before. It is not the person who is trying to tell you, send this person did not help us, let's help ourselves, let ourselves go there and solve the problem. It is that person that should be doing that. But unfortunately, we're on the back end of it, where people believe that when you say when you accept a petition to say, I want to run, you already got so much money sitting somewhere and you need to distribute it. So now, there where the thing they call pay to play comes in. Pay to play now, the people say, okay, send the citizens are interested in getting money, we'll give them money. But how much is the money? For example, even if you give me $10,000, if you were to give me $10,000, divide it by, I call 6 years. Divide by 12 months first, and then you divide by 6 years. You get any point I'm making? So are we left with nothing? And if I were to elect a real leader who will better the life of the citizenry, I personally just got $10,000 and forgot about the rest of the people. I do not care. How many percent that leader is going to be willing to give $10,000 to? How many percent? Let's forget about the $10,000 because I know it's not possible. Yes. But let's look at the issue of the $20. Because the plan is to pay people $20 to sit down somewhere, pay people $20 to go and vote, and you come and show the evidence that you voted the person and they pay you. So now the question is, the basic question is, if they gave you $20, would that $20 carry you for the next 6 years? So what is pay to play? Pay to play is a political jargon that denotes that, for example, Thomas should give me money for me to be able to elect Thomas. Now, the play I'm going to play down there is to vote for Thomas. But he gave me the money. He paid me for me to give him the job. You understand? To the extent they even using the young people now, they pay you, and you go and sit down on the radio, you cuss the leaders, or you cuss the other person who is running, and then you start to have violence among yourself, and you cause serious division. I mean, look at Bon County. The caucus from Madam Ellen Johnson days to now, it has never been united. It would never be united except some of us who are willing to go and make sure and make the people to understand that division will not be a solution. We have to tell them the truth. The truth of the matter is for you to make sure and talk to your supporters to stop abusing people. That's why I always tell my supporters, you can be angry with the sitting lawmaker or district 3 in Bon County, but please don't abuse him. You understand? You can be very angry with anybody who is behind, who is supporting him, but please, you people should not fight. Because it's about Bon County. It's about electoral district 3. It's about the country. So if we continue to deepen the wound, it's going to cause us more problem. And we're not going to be united. And only a united front will develop Liberia. Right now, people are saying the other men are like this, the other men are like this, or all kind of thing. Because at the end of the paid on young people, I'm a living witness where people ask me, can I give you something so that you come to my side, we'll do this one. And people are saying a lot of things, right? But I do not have problem, for example, if you want to support my campaign. But you gotta ask me for my independent mind, what I think. I have to be able to see, I have to be able to read between the lines. That's why I'm encouraging a lot of young people. I'm gonna be a role model. I want them to see me and know that they too can wake up and change the narrative that's around us. For example, look at the issue of drugs. If they're paying you for you to vote for them, they're not handling the issue of drug. Are you thinking about that? Drug is almost like COVID-19 right now. Drug is almost like Ebola right now, destroying a lot of young people. Are you thinking about that? Are you thinking that the next generation will not be able to walk in our own streets? So the first thing you should be thinking about how you can solve the priority issues around you. How you can solve a leader that will be able to stand up and make policies and programs. I read public administration. I understand how they craft policy and programs. That's the work of the lawmaker, to make sure there are laws on the book, to make sure those laws are having oversight on them, and to make sure that your people are represented adequately. Allocations are made to solve their problems. But that's not happening.
Samuel,
yes.
Samuel, let me just know, are you saying that this is, the reason when people enter there, they do not see, their presence there, as a means of doing the right thing, or, to be obligated to their people who elected them?
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. That's a very important
because
question.
How much are you paying this person? After all, you didn't tell them you are paying them. You only gave them gifts.
Very good. That's an interesting aspect of it. You see, politicians implementing projects, normally all my small stuff I'm doing in Bonkan, the District 3, I tell the people, not because I'm doing this, so you should vote for me. Not because I'm doing this so that you support me. I am doing this because if I come and see some of the issues, if I have opportunity to solve it, I have to see how I can help. But it should not be on the basis of that you should in any way elect me. You got to be able to evaluate me to know whether I know the functions of a lawmaker. The lawmaker work is not public works minister job. For example, all the lawmakers in Liberia now have turned all the public work ministers. They're laying roads, grading all over, doing this one, and they're not paving it. When I'm talking about, they're not putting a quota or cross route or whatsoever. They want to go to grade it, leave it at erosion, kind of go in the next election again. They kind of grade it. So this thing is consistently happening. But let me say this to a particular point. If you give me a gift, honor our Lord is a crime. If you give me a gift and expecting me to elect you, is a form of bribery, right? For example, you can't go to a job interview. I come to you, Thomas, you need to interview me, and then at the end of the day, you interview me. I tell you, Mama, did I interview me? Small thing here, and give me the job. And then at the end of the day, I take the job and give it to you. The both of us have just committed crime on our law. You understand? That's bribery on our law. And bribery on our law here have two faces: the one that received and the one that gave it. The both of them are in trouble. You understand? So the very people who are supposed to be having oversight on the law, they're the one, destroying the law. They're the one breaking the law instead. So at the end of the day, Samuel Babajwa, who wants to run as district representative, gets into a hot spot or get into something they call the hot water, knowing that he has to be able to make sure he pay people to vote for him. Is that going to work with me? No, we got to change the narrative. Do I even have the money? No, I don't have the money. You understand? So now they pretend that it's a form of a gift, but they're inducing you to voting them for the election, for them to be in a position of a lawmaker. So few things you need to do for yourself. Number one, you have to hold the gift, but then you have to also tell them that if this is a gift, then it should be a gift. I'm not going to vote for you because of this gift. I need to be able to know who you are, what you stand for, what you will be able to bring to the table. Normally people judge people in democracy, people judge people on the basic of, if you elect me, you judge me on the basic of my promise, my campaign promises to you, and the deliverables. How am I going to deliver it? How? I should be telling you how. I should not just talk about it, but I should tell you how I will do it. So that's the very aspect of it. But then interestingly, when they give the people 1 or 2 cents and the people get reduced, the people say, oh, that may not good mail, they may not good mail, they may not this, so the people go and let them. At the end of the day, it becomes an issue where they're not even going there for the function. Because interestingly, some of them, you think I got my property, You don't think I'm able to take my property and go and donate to the bank and get some money, and then I use that same money to go and induce people to so that they vote for me and become lawmaker for District 3? It's possible, right? But if I do that at the end of the day, I need to be able to pay the bank back. I have just opened a room for corruption, because at the end of the day, I will not go use my salary to pay the bank back. I have to be able to get additional, tip and other things and blah, blah, blah. Corruption start taking place right there. I have to pay the bank back their money. You understand? At the end of the day, somebody confided in me about one lawmaker. She's late now. One of the lawmakers took money somewhere, and according to other lawmaker who are having conversation with me, that lawmaker used to deliberately be in the chat room of the legislature, begging for help. I know at the end of the day, the depression, the sickness, and everything had to let the person go. Those are challenges you face in the future. You see them, they don't even have time for that districts. They say they come there, they come at the big beam off. They say, oh, I'm serving my district. You see them not doing that. That's the reason. Some of them depend on money because they know that we're being induced to money. We only believe that people should pay us money to go to, to elect them. That's the basic issue. So I'm here to talk to our young people. I'm not saying you should not take money from the lawmaker, because guess what? He didn't serve you well. She didn't serve you well. So when he bring the money, take the money, eat it. For District 3, I can always tell my people, when you bring the money, our money, he's not supposed to be involved with the issue of article laying roads. He's supposed to make allocations for roads to be fixed in our district. He's supposed to make allocation for clinic. For example, the clinic, he said it was allocated in the budget. If you check in from 2018 to present, you will stay there. The Paya Clinic, that Paya is my hometown. The Paya Clinic, if you look at the Paya Clinic in the budget, you see that allocations are made every budgetary year. But interestingly, go check there, you will not find even a drugstore. So interestingly, yes. So you pay the man to play. You already pay him. He already pay you, you play. And you play now, the man won. The man finish winning, they may not get time for you because he pay you. But interestingly, he didn't pay a rock in District 3. He was voted on the basis of sympathy. That's why I told the people, do not vote me or do not support me on the basis of sympathy. Even though I'm looking for a job to also better my life, but you should also look at my criteria, the criteria you said. Am I trying to tell you the truth about true representation? Do I believe in true representation? Am I going to bring forth true representation? Do I believe in you? Do I believe in myself? Do I know how to represent people? You got to be able to ask all the questions. And you should be able to ask me, what am I bringing to the table? How am I going to bring it? How, when you elect me, what are roles I'll play? How will make the life of the citizen better? Those are questions you ask me. You should not just maybe elect me because you heard that Baba Chua, that popular name. For example, my parents, my grand uncle was a pastor, influenced a lot of people, led into Christ and all of that. Because of that, you vote for me? No. Or you support me. Support me because you know that I'm able to bring to light the true representation of article of representative function of a lawmaker. The lawmaker's responsibility is not to build clinic. But lawmaker responsibility is every single line in the budget become a law. The entire budget is the law. Already, the national budget is a law. So every line that is allocated down there, except there is a recast. You can't take the money and use it for different reasons. They were the 2018 budget up to present article. They never they didn't recast to take up Paya Clinic from there. But here is it: Paya Clinic money was misappropriated. They put it in a different place. That's a form of stealing. That's corruption. That's socialism. So we should understand all of that.
So Samuel, we are in an electionary period.
Yes,
What really do you think central government needs to do about this, or other non-governmental institutions? What should be their key involvement in this, in preventing this particular thing?
The first place, national government should make sure the laws preach across the country. But the bad part is the national government, members of the national government themselves are engaged in the pay to play. I'm frustrated in saying this, right? Check the entire Constitution. There is no bylaw, there is nothing, no statutory law anywhere in the Republic of Liberia that says that before you become a lawmaker, you should go share money on the people for the people to vote for you. No, it didn't say so. Or because you become president, you go share money on the people to vote for you. No, it didn't say so. In Article 30 of the Liberian Constitution, it spells out the qualification. For example, I should be 25 years above if I want to run for the representative of a district. The electoral law did not say I should go share money. It also says that what I should do if I have article or if I want to run as lawmaker, I should also be domiciled 1 year prior to the election. That was the Constitution said.
So have you been living in in Bon County?
Of course.
Since when?
I've been there. I used to go back, but I've been there over almost the past 3 years now. So I'm over plus qualified. I wouldn't come back to work in Montserrat and go back. So more often you'll see that I'm not in the country over the weekend. I go back because the point is I got the greener pasture here, and I do not think the Constitution is speaking against that. The domicile they talk about is that I should be living there. I'm gonna be with the people. You understand? But the truth is, I come here and work, and then I go back. So now over the weekend, more often, if I do not have work to do, I go back. So that's how I like. The entire break you saw that when I in Montserrat, I spend the Christmas, I spend the New Year with my people and all of that. So those are the basic thing I want us to talk about.
So if you're just joining us, this is a reminder that you are following or watching the program, The Real Issues, and our guest is Samuel Babajua. He's a representative aspirant in Bon County, District Number 3. Yeah. So, Samuel.
Yes, sir.
You're wanting to go to the house. I know we have more time to speak, even though today we may not be able to cover a lot, but I'm hoping of extending another invitation. So, what do you think is the bottom line of the pay-to-play issue? What can we do to curtail it?
The bottom line is what we can do to continue, but let me tell you, the bottom line is to breed more corruption, to grow more corrupt leaders. That is the bottom line. If we continue to accept money from people and vote them, I'm not saying you should not accept gifts. I'm not saying you should not accept money from people. I'm saying if you accept money from people for the reason of voting them, then you're breeding more corrupt leaders. Because at the end of the day, you don't know the source of that money. Some people go credit them for election because they know they when they give it to you, you'll vote for them because of that. You understand? Some people go credit, they were not paving road, they were not building palava hut all alone, but now they come and start building it. You understand? At the end of the day, that person you're going to go vote for. And when you vote for that person, what's going to happen to you? What's going to happen to us? You're going to be destroying the entire fabric of our existence. You're going to be destroying the next generation. A lot of us can just think the grasshopper, I'm sorry to say. We do not look at the future. 6 years ago, we elected a group of people who not even care. Look at the entire House of Representatives. Look at it. The entire leadership from the Southeast. The entire leadership from the Southeast. The entire leadership of the House of Representatives is from the Southeast. Not just from the Southeast. It's from the CDC. Tell me who is in that place from the article leadership of the House of Representatives that is not from the CDC. It's because the very people who we elected do not care about our interests. You should be telling the people, no, one party cannot dominate everything. So at the end of the day, CDC just getting smooth. I'm not against the CDC. I voted the CDC.
Yeah, because you're a member of the CDC.
Yes. But the point I'm trying to make is that you give CDC smooth ride, and anything is possible in Liberia right now when it comes to passing any law for that matter. That's why I'm frustrated in the fact that the drugs law up to now has not been passed. It really can get to me. You understand? Because the CDC got all the necessary article or opportunity to pass anything they want to pass. Because the place is open. And it's because the people who send down there are not even, I'm sorry to say, are not even knowledgeable to the functionality of becoming a lawmaker. So at the end of the day, they play anyhow. They go to the other side of it. That is, as soon as they tell them, say, this is where the leaders, all the leaders of the House of Representatives going, they all follow. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, and he's a sedition. Honorable Papa Chima is a sedition. The Deputy Speaker is a sedition. Even the Chairman of Ways, Means and Finance, Honorable Thomas Fala, a sedition. You understand? The co-chair on rules and order, sedition. My brother, the point I'm trying to make to you is that the entire leadership, even the executive, the chairman on the executive, that grade, honorable grade, that's sedition. All of them are seditions. You understand? So what do you think will happen?
But Samuel, I don't think we should be looking at the issue of being sedition.
No, my point here is...
No, let me come in. You will have your time, right?
Yeah, yes.
But the point is, we have opposition lawmakers. I believe this is based on competence. So why can't they also muster the courage to resist some of these things, of the leadership only being centered in the CDC?
That's what I'm telling you.
And in fact, being a sedition or part of the ruling government shouldn't be the bottom line, or shouldn't be, the reason why these things happen. It should be based on patriotism. So I don't see that particular thing to say, okay, because of, I'm being a party. After all, the people are leaving the opposition and say joining the ruling party. Okay,
so I brought the issue of being a sedition in on the basis of passing anything that is possible, right?
Yeah.
Because this is a ruling CDC. But the point I'm trying to raise is, at the end of the day, they also being elected on the basis of pay to play. The people who elected the leaders in the House of Representatives, who elected the code of officers. You understand? They were elected on the basis of pay to play. So at the end of the day, they themselves are elected on the basis of pay to play. You get the point I'm making?
I'm getting that.
Very good. So the point here is, if you do, for example, if you elect Samuel Babajwa, it's not possible for Samuel Babajwa to just go grab all of the leaders from CDC and just vote for them in the House of Representatives, not because he's a sedition. You understand?
And
we got different opposition people in there. My point here is, at the end of the day, you have to have a stand. I'm not saying they are not patriotic. I'm not questioning their leadership skill. The point I'm trying to make is that if you allow one party to have the executive and another party, the same party to have the legislature, then you're not doing anything. The potent, that's sedition. I'm bringing points. I want you to look at it from the basic perspective. It's a form of a pay to play. The people use it. I'm not saying the people. I'm trying to tell you that the leaders that did that, they're smart. They did what they could do to get get the entire thing to themselves. And right now, the CCC controls the entire country. Nowhere. That recently you will see the judiciary system is getting a little better. But the entire system, they control it because they got everybody in their corner. It's because of pay to play. If people don't understand the function of lawmaking, they go sit down and anybody use them. That's the point I'm making.
So let's look at other issues, because you've already said that we should create a lot of avenues for people, and citizens need to be aware of these things, because this should also be the job of the National Elections Commission.
Very good.
But can you say, looking at the National Elections Commission, looking at their performance on this identical issue, what can you speak to that? How has their performance been?
Okay, so let me say this to you, my brother. The National Election Commission is suffering too. They are suffering.
How?
Very good. If we have a situation where people are getting missing, people are dying, mysterious death, of people who serve anti-graft institution. I want you to understand what I'm trying to say.
I'm getting that.
I'm not saying the government is the one. But people who serve anti-graft institutions are dying mysteriously. You come to think about it, Thomas. You are also serving an autonomous agency who is also responsible to make sure that certain thing goes well. If you feel insecure, you play by the rule. They got something called terrain management. You understand that very well. They understand the terrain not safe, so they have to live the way it is. so that the suffering is suffering. But to be fair with you, the real role of the National Election Commission should be, people should be pre-campaigning. People are pre-campaigning, you know that?
Yeah.
No single flyer should be up and down.
And this led to Honorable Yaka Kolba, according to what he said this led him to even raise up, 2 billboards at the national, at the Capitol building. Yeah.
You see that?
The ruling government started pre-campaigning and no one have had the guts to condemn them. So they themselves decided to do it because, in fact, he declared campaign open.
For me,
based on the fact that he said he received this overwhelming mandate from the Liberian people.
For me, I want to look at it from this perspective, right? Very, if you look at Liberia, you understand that people who speak for the people are sometimes left in the wilderness. You understand? People who stand up, are sometimes left in the wilderness. People who stand up for people are sometimes left in the wilderness. Let me tell you what is happening. The reason why we galvanize ourselves currently with 50 aspirants across the country, we galvanize ourselves. We'll be going for sitting today again. Let me tell you, why we're happy. We're going to have a takeover. A takeover has to do with the election that we're going to. We're going to make sure the entire legislature, especially the House of Representatives, the power they got, they don't understand it. They do not know the value of the power they hold in their hands. You understand? So we're going to make sure that they all live on it. Because, for example, I can never be in the House of Representatives that National Election Commission sit down and become lame dog. They can't talk. Nothing happening. Everything just a standstill. Currently, look at the issue of the voter registration. It has not even started. No voter rule. Nothing.
But
nothing absolutely. Right? Imagine another thing. Over 50,000 people apply for National Election Commission job.
Yes.
My brother, think about, and when you think, a unit needs, I think 6,700.
6,700.
You need 6,700. That can tell you that the country is yearning for job. People don't have job, my brother. You understand? So the National Election Commission, I'm saying to them, few things you should do. Do not sit down and allow the electoral laws to be violated, and you sit down and qualify people. If Samuel Babajwa went against the electoral law of the country, do not permit him to contest. Don't allow him. Just bring out your facts and evidence, and you say, oh yes, Samuel Babajwa went against the article, the electoral law. So Samuel Babajwa pre-campaign, and so we're not going to nominate.
But do you think the NEC will do that?
The NEC not able to do that because the NEC too afraid.
So no accountability. Security providing them protection. Why? The law is also there. Why?
You say what kind of security?
State security.
My brother, you saw state security recently in CDC regalia. My man, let me tell you something, Thomas. If Samuel Babajwa here were to be the one to, let's say you made him representative or you made him president of this country, and the citizens, the state security that's supposed to be protecting everybody, become a partisan. My brother Yetingo, what is that? You just trying to tell me say they vote in a party thing, so when I talk against you, what will happen? The other opposition, when they talk against me, what will happen? You think the state security will protect them? There will be insecurity all over. That's why you see people die. Let me tell you, only in Monserrado, less security is. But look at Bonkante. I think you hear the kind of news that are coming from Bonkante. People, children are getting missing. The thing called man all over. Even in my own district. You understand? The point I'm trying to make is that the National Election Commission should muster the courage, and I'm calling on our international partners to support them. And the step the president took in suspending these people, these state securities, they were always zealous. And I love the fact that he suspended them. And that's leadership.
But suspending these people and let's look at the issue of
he
the
suspended them and put them under investigation.
No. The security advisor. So what has been his role in this, Samuel? Not just suspending these guys, but what about the advisor, the security advisor to the president?
Yeah, but the security advisor might have been the one to advise the president and say these people they did the wrong
So
thing.
what?
They should
I
not
mean,
even
he
do it
saw
in the
that
first
particular thing. The first thing, he should be having conversation with these guys.
I agree
Because the
with
president saw it. So if the opposition community wouldn't have raised that issue, and Senator, they don't threaten that he already sent, sent a communication to international partners concerning this particular issue. This wouldn't have happened.
you. Yeah, but here is the thing I'm trying to say to us, right? We Liberians. Governance, you guys in the media are doing very well. Governance in itself, it got its own challenges. When people are overzealous, they do a lot of things. That's why people can say power drunk. When people are power drunk, they do plenty of things. These securities are feeling so. Let me just get in the back end of that situation. The president needed to be protected, for example, and the worst T-shirt. And if I'm a bad person, I can wear the same T-shirt and wear my coat over and take AK-47, and I walk in the crowd too, laying by the scene where they're laying by, walking the scene where they're walking, and I assassinate the president. You understand? So it was bad. The point I'm trying to make is that one of the security advisors advised, and they still, carry on the eye. The president took action by suspending him. That's my point.
But I think the
So
security
that's
advisors,
accountability to leadership. In leadership, accountability is worthwhile.
yeah.
That's my point I'm making. So the president took action. If he are not taking action, there's something they call superior respondent. We're going to hold the president responsible for what happened. So, but the fact that he took action immediately and suspended the guys and placed them under investigation, that alone, I commend him for it. My point is, all the security people, they should listen. The people are already crying that there is insecurity in the country, and you're proving it by becoming partisan security. Then it becomes an issue. Everybody understand that you like the CDC. Myself, I supported the CDC. I still got feeling for the CDC. I wanted the CDC to succeed. I wanted the president to succeed, and all of that. That's because you will not make a decision and regret the decision. I do not want to regret my decision. But in as much as it is that way, we should also understand one basic thing. The basic thing is your loyalty is not to the CDC. Your loyalty is to the people of Liberia. The people are the ones that gave you the job. They pay you. So where your paycheck coming from? That the CDC? No. Your paycheck is coming from the Liberian people taxes. The Liberian people pocket. That's where your paycheck is coming from. So you should be able to respect the fact that they put you in that position you are in to be able to protect them. So I'm against that. And I'm also talking to the National Election Commission. Going into the villages, the communities, and all over. Bring down these flyers. It is your right. Even my own flyer, go bring it down. The campaign has not been open.
So you have one.
I got some. Why you think I will not get some when other people doing it?
So meaning you are now siding with Honorable Yaka Kwaba.
I'm not siding with him. Let me be real with
But the
ourselves.
actions,
No, I want us to be
real.
real with ourselves, right? I got one. I got some. The reason I'm saying this is because to say that on this radio and be lying, it will not be fair to anybody here. The basic reason why people will do what they do is sometimes to call attention. I didn't do it because I want to violate.
But must you use this means?
No, but you think why I have to say that on the radio and say I will keep silent to that?
Probably,
but I'm saying to you,
probably
Thomas,
without you saying that someone could raise that issue in our comment section.
Until they raise it, I'm raising it myself.
But you should
I'm
have
saying the
raised
reason
this
I
issue
did
instead
it.
of doing it.
Why you think Honorable Yeke called back when he did what he did? Why you think he did that? It's a form of advocacy.
Yeke should be able to answer to it.
No, it's a form of advocacy. It's a form of advocacy. Advocacy is basically how to get the attention of the people to be able to correct something wrong. Whatever way you can do it, too right thing you can do it too. For example, the lawmaker of my district would not want me for my flyer to be all over. So as soon as I do it, as soon as you do it, I go and do it too, and then the people say, "Oh, fly all over," and it comes to the attention. You see, the National Election Commission, that called the ECC. I mean, they regulate election as well. I know to some extent they civil society organization. At the end of the day, they wrote against it, and I commend them for that. The point I'm trying to make at the end of the day is that we are trying to bring it to the attention of the National Election Commission. It's not because someone decided to violate, but we did that to say, oh yes, okay. So say everybody putting flyer all over, and the National Election Commission not talking, I'm going to put a flyer and I'm going to talk about it so the National Election Commission can go take my own down and take everybody's own down. That's what I did it. It might not sound sweet in somebody's ear, but it's a reality, because if you do not do that, sometimes they do not, if you go against a certain lawmaker by putting your flyer up, then it becomes issue. You understand? In like New York, that's the only way people can be able to say, oh yes, this is wrong. So now you take them to court, they step on the case. Right now, if I say I'm taking them to court, that's why I want to make sure I'm talking to all the legal people in this country. Let's organize a legal council that will be responsible to make sure anybody that gets people money for them to vote for them, when we get evidence of that, we sue you and make sure you are disqualified. We should do that. You should not bribe people. It's on our law. It's a crime.
But that shouldn't be considered bribery. It should be considered, something else, not bribery.
How you call it then? How you call it then? If
I give you something, it's a desire to reject it, and it's your right to accept it.
It's my desire to, but do you know that bribing is I can decide to accept it, and I can decide to reject it, but it's still a bribe. Are you aware?
Maybe.
If you issue me bribe, I can decide to accept it, or I can decide to reject it. If I accept it, then two of us get into the bribery. We commit a crime. But the point is, at the end of the day, back end, the two of us have just committed crime against the state. So the point I'm trying to make is that we should set up a council. National Election Commission should go into the communities and take down all the flyers. People should start saying, vote for me. For example, the flyer I printed, I got Team Babajua. Right? Team Babajua. If you go, you look at Team Babajua only get a flyer to where my team offices or where my team I situated. I do that in a way that I do not spread my flyer over like a running campaign. But the point I'm trying to make is that at the end of the day, I shouldn't be even doing that at this point. But other people already got something to call vote on their flyer. Other people share on social media all over. For example, as a candidate, why I should be doing my voter education the way it comes in my country, April 11th. I should do a flyer of me encouraging the people to vote. That's really, it's not against the electoral law. You understand? I can do a flyer of even any influential leader in the community encouraging the people to vote. But the point I'm trying to make is, at the end of the day, we are collecting money to just go elect certain leader, and that shouldn't be happening. And because of that, they start to do their work soon. They start as soon as they say election now start. Election coming start. 1 week, so now 1 month, so now 2 months, so now 1 year. You start the time now they coming pay rule. By the time they get yellow machine money, by the time they get it 1 year. I'm telling you, like, bring people, take your own time, evaluate the person, ask the person. For example, I run on the platform I call HEAL, Health, Education, Agriculture, and Labor. You should tell me how I execute it. For example, I have already written 13 proposed legislation.
13?
Yeah, 13 proposed, a bill. I've written it, and I'm just waiting for me to be elected so that I can.
Why can't you share that with others?
I'm not going to share that because they do not know. Let me tell you, the issue is passion. You should have passion for certain things. Why if you share with the man go and dash it? You get the point I'm making? People should act on the basis of passion. Something will come from within. It came from within me, so I will do everything possible. When I'm elected, I will do everything possible to make sure that thing pass. But I give it to them and dash it. Look at the drugs law. It's still laying out with them. They ain't gonna get in your bill. They will be laying on there. In fact, they don't even want to hear me around that you wrote something and give it to them.
Well, as it's often stated, at times time is man's greatest enemy. At a time, as we elapse, Samuel, in the next 2 minutes, because I'm very sure management will grant me this. What can you say? As a closing statement today.
Okay, so let me say this, right?
Mm-hmm. I know we have a lot to talk about, and we will actually talk about more probably next week. Yeah.
Let me say this to Liberian. Do not elect anybody or support anybody because they want to give you money to do that. Ask them the hard questions. Why they think they can be lawmaker? What are the functions? Why are they going to implement those functions? Secondly, I'm calling on the National Election Commission to make sure and help to execute the issue of the electoral law. The law did not say people must go sharing money. The law did not say people must go start pre-campaigning. It's even a great day against the law. Go there and solve the problem. So you want to tell me you're not able to fight this issue? You say afraid to like me? And the last people I want to talk to, the legislature, the drug law. Please pass the drug law. And I also want to call, people are paying $110 US. In Bon County, you buy a pole before you get the electricity to your home. I'm asking our leaders in that place, the legislative caucus, even though it's divided, I'm calling on the head of the caucus, Madam Brish. She has really worked. She really worked. She advocates for people, for district. But I want her to know that she's the chair for the caucus. Let her make sure that issue is solved, please. And lastly, I want to say thank you. And thank you to all the people that follow us. Unfortunately, you didn't open the line for the people to make that import.
Yeah.
And I hope that they could make that import, because in leadership, you don't do it alone. You always listen to people's view and learn from people and also build yourself better. So I let us say, let's seek after accountable leaders. For example, Ambassador Joseph Yuma come to you and say you want to become a leader of this country. Make sure, do not ask him for tangible. You are never giving him the job to become president. Do not ask him for presidential tangible. When Alexander Coming come to you to say you want to become president for this country, do not ask him for tangible. You have never given him the job to become president of this country, so you can't ask him for tangible. Only people you employ, you can ask him for report. You can't ask somebody who is my money in my pocket I coming to use to implement the work of president. When you already elected another president, you want to be having two presidents in the country. So let's know the various line of functions. Private citizens should remain private citizens. When they say they want to run, it doesn't mean they got money saying that somewhere. That what can make people corrupt. So I want to say thank you to you, thank you to the entire today Liberia TV. I'm grateful the fact that you invited me. I want to tell you thank you. Tell all the people in the comment section, people watching us. I want to say thank you. Let's hold together. Let the youthful people, the youthful population come up with constitute 65% of the country's population. Let's make sure we stand up this time, come around. Thank you so much, Thomas. Let us say thank you.
That was the voice of Honorable Samuel Babajua. He's a representative aspirant in Bon County Electoral District 3. And just a reminder that this program will be aired, and so we will bring it over because we noticed some problems that our page was not really accepting at the beginning, so it started at a later time. So we will still bring you this program over today, right after here, so you can join us again for this program, The Real Issues. So thank you for being there, and time has actually elapsed, and we just received notification from the management. But we can promise that Samuel Babajua will be here again to still talk about this pay to play and other national issues. We will have that conversation, which will afford you the opportunity to be able to participate, to call in. But we are grateful to all of you who made your participation through commenting in the comments, so you can see on the screens your comments flew in one by one just as they came. So we're grateful for that, and thanks for being there on this Thursday edition of the program, The Real Issues. My name is Thomas Blackswa, and I'm out.
Rastafari. Reading the Bible is a spiritual discipline. If you lack the desire to read the Bible, pray and ask the God to give you the desire.
You don't know nothing, you don't know something. 6 years plus 6 years, how many years?
Do you know the Bible?
Shame, we are shame. we are.